kicking your foot?
We are fantastic at starting podcasts.
Natural.
Hi. If you don't know about us, which you probably should because we're straight idiots doing a podcast, we are performing arts students.
No, what gets that idea?
I know. What's shocking? So as before, I think Matt might have mentioned that he was a performing arts student in a previous episode.
I thought we all did.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we are all performing arts students, and as performing arts students, we've been in shows.
You'd hope so.
Yeah, you'd hope so. And well, shows can be pretty good, pretty fun, and sometimes they can be
Just Paul.
Chaos.
not so good. So we're going to be sharing some of our backstage, on the stage experiences. I can see them already tensing up. Alright, so how about we start with some like primary school shows? Well, here's a good start. What was the first ever show you were in?
Well, this wasn't really a show we did to the whole school, but it was like a thing we did in class.
Right.
Yeah, I think it was in year 1, year 2 doing the Billy Goat's Graph, and I was the on the bridge. I did such a good job at it.
Who dares come on my bridge?
Yes, that was my first performance.
What about in front of a school or in front of an audience?
I never really liked doing that. I was a bit like, that was my no-go zone.
Alright, but
I wasn't too keen on, being on stage.
yeah, but which was your first?
The Nativity.
The Nativity, what year was that?
Year... Is it year 2?
Yeah.
Year 1, year 2.
Right, and what year? What role? What role?
I was an angel.
Of course you were.
Nice.
Of course. What about you, Ryan?
Mine was the Nativity as well, I believe. I played a donkey.
How old were you?
It was year 1, so however old I would be then. Do I know that? No.
Oh,
Am I going to work it out?
Well,
No. 4? Yeah.
My first
Yes.
one, surprise, was the Nativity.
Wow.
Yeah. Notice a theme here.
I think that's just everyone's first show.
Yeah.
And I was the donkey.
Yes!
Riley.
2 donkeys.
But I wanted to be Joseph. But my mate decided to be, my mate decided, he didn't really decide, he got chosen to be Joseph because they didn't feel like I had the confidence. So in my act of revenge throughout the show, I just started going, ee-oh, ee-oh.
Just being a donkey, really.
Yeah, throughout the show, interrupting Joseph's line. Purely, like, he knew that was going to happen because we made it out to be funny.
Take the baby doll into the audience.
We did it as a joke of going out throughout.
Mm-hmm.
But the teachers didn't know and they were pretty mad at me after that. But it made my part more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I was also a donkey again in the Nativity, but we changed it where it was these 2 detectives, a detective and their donkey. They're trying to find like baby Jesus. And it's like, the Saviour's coming. I did this one at the church. The other one was at school. I'm like, we need to find where the Saviour is. And I was
The Saviour.
You saved you.
the Saviour.
Emma.
I didn't know Emma Swan.
Oh no!
I didn't know Emma Swan was in a Nativity.
Jesus is the Saviour. Jesus. Good old baby Jesus. That's who we're trying to find. So yeah, detective and a donkey,
Blood old
talking
Jesus.
donkey, like from Shrek. And my cousin was the narrator. And I didn't want to sing because back then I hated singing. I hated singing back then. Despised it.
Just primary school acting was just weird. It was just like, and then we went to see the angel Gabriel. No, there's no room at the inn. Go home.
The angel Gabriel didn't say there's
Go
no
back.
room at the inn. The angel Gabriel told Mary you're gonna have a child. I got a
Nativity.
carrot and I brought a carrot with me when we did the show, and I kept it in my pocket. Not the best, but every time they were singing, I just went and just started crunching. My cousin couldn't read his lines because he was trying not to laugh while I was eating a carrot live on stage. But hey, it made the show better.
I did. This was in year 2. It's probably what will probably be the greatest ever performance.
I was a sheep in year 2.
So we didn't actually do nativity in year 2.
Right.
And the story of what I'm about to tell you is possibly the greatest performance I will ever do. So we did a talent show, and it was school name Got Talent, and basically
we did that.
it was.
Oh, we did that, yeah.
Yeah, and basically what it was is all the students just did a bunch of acts. I'll list like a couple of them from what I can remember. Do you remember an act on Britain's Got Talent where these people were like celebrity lookalikes and they did the dancing thing? But there was people that looked like David Beckham, Gordon Ramsay. So basically, we decided to do our own version of that. I wasn't in this group, thank God for that. Basically, what we did, we just got a bunch of masks of like celebrities.
How did you even know who they were back then? I don't even know celebrities now.
Like, no, but trust me. So basically, the celebrities we did, I think one was Andy Murray, and we just, the person wearing the mask was just like in a tennis outfit, and we just like had a tennis racket and a ball, was just like that for like ages. And then it switched to, you know the song Kiss Me Through the Phone?
No.
You never heard the song Kiss Me Through the Phone?
No, I've never tried it.
Sing it for us, right?
I'm not singing it, but there's a song, yeah. And basically, one of the other kids wore that mask and just had a phone and was just like making out with a phone almost, which was odd. So then another one, because we had like these hoods, and they turn around and boom, they'd had the mask, and everyone in the crowd would be like, oh my god, it's them. Not really. And one of them was like a teacher in our school, and we were like basically mocking them. And then there was one more person left, and they turned around and they had the mask of the head teacher, and it was so funny. Like, it just came out of nowhere. Like, I don't even think I knew about it, so I watched it myself. I was like, oh, this is funny. So there was that. We had a tennis act where literally it was just people on the stage, just with a tennis racket. No, with a tennis racket and the ball, and just hitting it and keeping it up for like good 5 minutes. That's all that was. And then I think we had skipping. I think it was people on stage, like people was on the side doing like single rope, and then there's someone on the big stage just doing the massive jump rope. So there was these 2 girls who were twins. They were singing. They were alright. There was a friend of mine. She did Irish dancing, and there was this other kid who didn't really want to do anything, I think. And basically, she was in a way, she was that Irish dancing. He was just sat at the end of the stage, pretending to be a leprechaun, with like a pot of gold, while she's there doing Irish dancing. He's just there sat at the end of the stage. Money. So funny. What else?
No, that's.
Oh wait,
that's Krusty Krab. Oh, not
Mr. Krabs.
Would you like to know what I did?
Yes.
I danced.
Oh, go on,
First
Riley.
time I ever decided to dance.
Yeah, it
And
is.
okay, so there's a whole story behind this. Basically, obviously, it was the first day we got told about it. We all had to choose what we wanted to do. I was like, screw it, I'm going to dance. And I was like, I wanted to do solo.
Wait, did you all have to?
Yeah, all of us had to do it.
Oh, ours was optional.
Oh no,
Yeah.
we had to do it.
We was like, oh, pecan, if you want to do an act and do it.
Oh no, we had to do it.
I was just like,
Everyone had to do it. So basically, I wanted to be a solo dancer. I was like, I'm perfectly fine doing it by myself. Teachers were like, no, not having that.
Unacceptable.
So
what are you made on?
So
You must do it.
So they stuck me with someone else in the same year. I mean,
Yeah.
I was friends with this person, but they did annoy me a lot.
Yeah.
And basically, I got stuck with them, so I was like, okay. So we figured up a routine. and it was a remix of a bunch of songs but mashed up all together.
Rave DJ.
I can tell you the songs. I'll get to the songs in a minute. And we were there, like one of the teachers basically pulled the songs together for us, and we were there figuring out dance moves.
Yeah.
And we made this video of like a little promo thing, like hyping up the show. Yeah, like a trailer.
We did a trailer.
We made a trailer, and we had two presenters. Like
Got Talent.
And we had two presenters like Ant and Dec.
I always wanted to be one of the presenters, but I never could.
And there was this thing that they wanted me to do something for the trailer, and it was outside the head teacher's office, and there was a little corridor thing, and all they wanted me to do was just stand at one end and just dance, just walk and dance. That's all they wanted me to do, and I was just there like busting some mad shapes, just walking down this corridor whilst being filmed. Funniest thing ever. If I can find if I could find the disc, because it was on a disc, I'll have to show it to you one time, because it's honestly the best thing I've ever seen. Like we made a bunch of trailers for like other stuff. Like we did the Go Compare Ever. We did
Go Compare.
Go Compare. The Milky Bar kid. You know the little cowboy kid with the chocolate thing.
Yes.
We did that. We did a perfume ever. You know Yellow Pages? The book with like a bunch of like numbers in a big, massive book, literally called Yellow Pages. We got two of our teachers. This really tall teacher. And
is that like the phone book?
Yeah, the phone book. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that.
It was like twice the size of an artist catalogue, and it had every phone number in the country.
Yeah, and so basically we got the tallest teacher and we got the smallest teacher, and I don't know why they decided to do this, and it was some like, basically they were trying to kiss, but obviously he's tall, she's short, can't reach. So she grabs the Yellow Pages and puts it down on the floor and stands on it just to kiss him. But like it cut before we kissed him, I think.
Right.
And we did a bunch of adverts, and it gets to the day of the performance of the big show.
Of the big
show. Find out a week or so before. I think it was a week. Oh yeah. So my partner tells me a week before that he won't be there on the day because he's gone on holiday. A week before, he's telling me he's not going to be there. So I'm like, oh, that's sure. To be honest, I was happy because I wanted to do it by myself anyway. So I was like,
good riddance.
So I I was there on the sidelines because nobody else knew somehow, but obviously apart from the teachers. So I went to my friends who were the presenters. I was like, it's just me now, and they were like, what? I was like, you're just going to have to announce it. It's just me. I can't remember what our names were. I think it was something like Rip Off and Twist and Pulse, something like that.
Rip Off and Twist and Pulse.
Like some name similar to Twist and Pulse, but literally. They literally just said my name. Twist. I think it
Seaweed.
So
Seaweed.
So basically he said that.
That's something we'll explain later on in the episode.
And I walk on stage and the music starts playing. I'm there dancing. You ever heard of the Pizza Hut song?
Pizza.
Yeah,
pizza.
So I was up there doing that song. Then there was a teacher in the background helping me just in case I forgot. I did that song. I did. Yeah. What else did I do? I can't remember. Have you ever heard of the song? Cool. I think I did Cotton Eye Joe.
No.
Have you ever heard of a song called Cool on Me?
It does ring a bell actually.
Basically the music video is a bunch of women exercising. How old was I being year 2? What we said 4, like so 5, 6. So yeah. I somehow was allowed to listen to the song, bearing in mind the music video. So I somehow must have known the music video because I was there on stage thrusting. I was led on my back, literally up there like this.
Oh my!
On my back thrusting myself.
Obviously you didn't know what it was like. Oh.
No, I just thought it was really funny. So I was there doing that. I assumed that there was other moves I did. And the final,
those parents that were just watching
my mum was in the audience,
and then they just look over to your mum. Just like,
so
you raised?
Hey, no, she probably would have loved. She was loving it. And then
I just imagine the mum and your dad just covering their face.
Oh no, they probably would have. No, they wouldn't have been embarrassed. Oh no, they would not have been embarrassed. And basically, the final song was the EastEnders, EastEnders theme, and I was just doing the robot to it. I don't know. I finished. Literally, that thing was the EastEnders thing, and I was just No.
These are all very interesting choices.
And I was just there, just doing the robot to it, and I finished on that. And do you know what was pure robbery?
Well,
So you remember in the last episode you said about something going up at the loudest scream in one of the TV shows, you'd win, like in the slammer.
Yeah.
The loudest scream you win. That was basically what happened with our thing.
Right.
Like, whoever had the audience cheer for the loudest would win, and the teacher was on the side, like judging like how loud it was. Like we had judges as well. Like a couple of people who didn't want to act were judges. I don't know why I wanted to be a judge at first, but I didn't get to.
I never got to be a judge either.
I thought it would have been pretty cool.
We had teachers as judges.
That's judges.
And I tell you,
It was a very even playing field.
I was robbed. I had the loudest show, and I will forever say that to this day.
Right.
You'll hear it if I can forever find the actual thing. I had the loudest. No, shut up. I had the loudest cheer out. Every single performance, and somehow I lost to the people with the masks that I mentioned earlier. They were like the teacher and all that. I lost to them. It was unbelievable. I had the loudest cheers. Trust me, everyone knew that. And somehow I lost. I was like, this isn't fair.
The crotch thrusting let you down.
No, we didn't. That was what made me sure. I should have won because just let that alone. But yeah, it was the best performance I will ever probably do. It was just amazing.
You've reached your peak.
I reached my peak in year 2, and from now on it's been down since. My peak was year 2.
Yeah, we had a couple Britain's Got Talent acts. I was called Northern Park's Got Talent, and it was like optional to do it. You were like forced to do it. And,
we had to,
we had I remember everyone would go mental whenever there would be someone like electric guitar or drum kits on stage. Like everyone was just like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!"
I just remember I never did it because I didn't have the confidence back then. I always wanted to do like a comedy act because I thought I was funny back then. I always remember there was one. It was a girl, and she did a mashup between Call Me Maybe and Let It Go. It was back then I was like, ugh, Let It Go, disgusting, because I was a little kid. But then it was actually pretty good, and she had really nice singing, but I have no idea where she is now. But,
I wasn't too keen on being on stage for a good long while.
Yes.
It's probably until year 9 where I was starting to
be more confident.
Yeah, past that.
For me,
barrier.
it was about year 3. We all had. There was like the year 6, like leavers play or something, and they got all of us year 3s to be the villains in their year 6 play.
Master Skywalker.
Yes, no, we got it though. I have no idea what the play was. No idea. All I remember is that we were things called frostbites. We were these little creatures, and we had to design our own mask, and it was ice, and we had to wear white in like blues, and we had like this song, and we'd like creep up to this like the main character, which was a girl, and they had this like microphone like headset thing, but like very mini, which was never used again, only for this show. And all we were told was when she holds out the rose, run away. So she held out this rose, and it was basically like a magical rose that melts the Ice King or something. And she held it out, and we'd like through her song, we'd go to creep up to her, and she'd hold out the rose, and we'd like cower back. And that's all I remember from that. And that was like the first time I was like, acting's kind of fun. So then our year 6 play. What did you do for your year 6 leavers play?
Oh,
I have a whole story, so I'll let you lot speak before I...
Alright.
Yeah.
So, when I was in year 6, it was 2012. And what happened in 2012? London Olympics. So ours was entirely about the Olympics.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
No. The real Olympics. So we went through like the ancient Greeks, not exactly the same, but
Right.
we went through like history of it and like school sports days, and I still wasn't keen on performing.
Right.
And there was one bit where this boy had to put a leotard on in between a song, so he had to like rush off stage and then appear in like a skimpy leotard.
So it was about, what was it about?
The Olympics.
The Olympics.
Sports day.
That was... Oh, I feel so sorry for you.
Why?
That doesn't sound like an entertaining...
It was a bit weird. It was a bit like... It was a very...
A theatre production based on Sports Day.
Yes,
You know?
a bit vague. I mean, the play we did the year before in year 5 was so much better. We did a pantomime.
Yeah, we did Jack and the Beanstalk in year 5, and I made my parents go only because my ticket design for Jack and the Beanstalk was chosen to be the ticket. We had everybody in the 2 years draw a ticket design. Mine was chosen. I was so proud of it. I made my mum, even though I wasn't even in the play, I was just sat on the side singing. But yeah. In year 6 play though, we did the story of Troy and Achilles. But yeah, because all of us in the year were really like actors, and these teachers loved drama and whatnot. Whereas in other years, the teachers didn't like drama, the kids didn't really like drama. And the kids these days are not really into drama, they're into video games and, you know, sports and whatnot. But whereas us, we were like, a lot of us, or at least half the class was interested in drama and acting. So when we did it, it was a lot more effort really put into it. So we did Troy, I wanted to be Achilles, that was it. I wanted to be Achilles, but then I was then put as the king instead, and I was like, I was the father of the main love interest of the film, of the play, which was the same girl who sung the mashup between Frozen, Let It Go, and Call Me Maybe. So that was interesting. And she had to sing a love duet with my mate, who obviously we all made fun of that because. But the best part is we got a sword fight. Yeah. We got to bring our own swords, and we had basically we had this main stage, and then we had a gap in the middle. So we had audience to the right, audience to the left. There's a big gap in the middle, right? So during like one of the rehearsals, I had swords and shields, and it was like cheap plastic toys. And me and my mate, who was the other king, we were doing this sword fight. We had this epic moment where I would swing down onto a shield, go to kill him, and he brings up a shield like, oh! And then he would continue sword fighting down the aisle until eventually we'd run back up, injured and tired. But during one of the rehearsals, the sword broke, so I swung up. The sword went flying, and I just stroked down with nothing but a handle, and I was like, oh!
You broke the sword.
Can we still continue? And he just went, huh! Oh, no!
Wait,
no!
Wait, time out.
Oh, I'm dying! Blood, and
Minecraft.
Yeah, we just got some
Minecraft in real life.
We couldn't afford, and there was not enough time to get a new sword, because I believe we're doing it like either the same day or the next day. So they just got a bunch of tape and.
I mean, the best show I probably had in primary school, I wasn't in it. It was my sisters playing year 4, I think.
Right.
Or year 5. They did Robin Hood. And it was like the longest play they've ever had at the school. And my sister got to be Robin Hood. And they also had like 3 sword fight sequences. And it was like,
we only had the one, but we did get to build like the Trojan horse, and we made we got the bamboo sticks, and we stuck them together, and then we got there was the giant pieces of paper you put on the boards to then stick on. Yeah, we got those to cover it in white, and then someone made a cardboard horse head, stuck in it, and it was a giant trap, and we actually all did fit inside of it, and we all picked it up. And then we waddled across the stage in it, and then they were like, "Oh, look at this gift!" And then we actually did the full story of killing them in the night, which was funny.
Damn.
It was funny because the one I had a sword fight with earlier, the other king, I killed him, and he woke up, and I was like, "Shh!" It was like, "No!"
Oh no, wait! I do remember another year group doing a show about the Trojan horse.
We didn't go to the same school. So
No, but the horse fell apart. They were trying to build it, but then like the head and a leg, it just tumbled off. Like, well.
Alright, let's hear your story then.
There we go.
You said you
So,
got on.
Year 6. So we decided to do something that's like completely different to any of yours in any way.
Right.
We did Dick Whittington.
You want to run that by me again?
Do you know what Dick Whittington is?
Nope. Neither does Matt.
Nope. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, for people out there will know. Basically, I don't know exactly how to explain it. It's kid.
What was the show about? Yeah.
It's kid. He was. Yeah.
Right. Tell us what the show was about, Parry.
So I don't remember what it was about.
You don't remember what it was about?
Basically, this kid, he was poor. He moves into London. Meets rich person, I think.
This just sounds like Annie. Is it not Annie?
No.
I never watched Annie. Okay, I've never seen. It's a, I don't know. It's a play. There's probably people screaming at the podcast right now. What?
Fight me.
You don't know what Annie is?
I mean, I probably heard of it.
And are you okay?
Watched it before.
But yeah, basically, once I find the description, I was the main character. I was Dick Whittington.
You were Dick Whittington.
Oh, here we go. So Dick Whittington and his cat. I'll get to the cat thing because it's weird.
Dick Whittington's a cat.
No, he has a cat.
Oh.
Is
that would have been a much more interesting play.
The English folklore surrounding the real-life Richard Whittington, wealthy merchant and later Lord Mayor of London. The legend describes his rise from a poverty-stricken childhood with a fortune he made through the sale of his cat to a rat-infested country. However, the real Dick Whittington did not come from...
Right, so it's about a guy who became rich because everyone was plagued with rats, and he had a cat that kept eating the rats.
Wouldn't the cat catch disease though?
I don't know.
Not necessarily.
Because the flea is on the rat, so then the flea gave the disease, moves onto the cat.
That is true.
Let's not worry too much about stuff.
Okay.
Wibbly wobbly. So
wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
So I get cast as Dick Whittington, first main role. I'm like, okay, this is going to be easy. Which, to be fair, it was.
That was your first main role?
Yeah. Because we did like other.
That was going to be another cover. What was your first main role?
We did like.
We're hearing yours.
Yeah.
It's a good segue.
We did like little things. Like we did this Atlantis play, which didn't make any sense.
You did the Atlantis Disney film?
No, it was strange.
Sebastian.
It was.
I wanted to do Treasure Planet. Let's go.
No, it wasn't like that. It was just like.
That's a show.
Some like news like Neptune and then like.
Right.
Weird stuff. But anyway, back to Dick Whittington.
Back to Dick Whittington.
So everyone else gets cast. Obviously, you'd assume. Well, I don't know what you would assume. So with his cat, what would you do? Would you?
Most like primary schools would cast someone as the cat to dress up as a cat
and go on all fours.
Yeah. Well, that's what ours did. It was one of my good friends.
I mean, you're not going to get an actual cat.
No, they were.
And bearing up, a cat puppet would have been.
Cats
a little cat puppet.
Behave.
No puppet. Oh yeah, like a cat.
Well,
puppet,
like a soft toy.
Yeah, like a. I would have thought I would have done something like that. But no, they cast one of my friends as the cat, and it was weird because like she had to act like a cat, obviously. So she's like purring, doing all this stuff, getting close to me, and like
gets
doing all this stuff. I'm just like, what the?
She gets too into it, starts licking herself.
But it was weird. So basically, we did all these scenes. Like I had, like the classic stick and bag thing. Like, I had one of them. I was walking around with that.
With like a bag on the end.
Yeah, we did like the whole show. It was really good. And actually, I learnt the script in like a week and a half or something. Somehow.
You can't do that now.
No, exactly. No, this is when my memory was good. Back in year 6, my memory was peak. Now it's gone. But literally, I don't know, something happened. But literally,
trouble in the works.
I remembered the script. The teacher found out that I knew all my lines already. Was very surprised. I was like, "How do you know all this already?" Bearing in mind everyone else is on the script. So I learned that. Show day comes on, and it's not only Dick Whittington we do. We over like the same course, we had to do songs. We basically did this one song, we sung it and did sign language to like some lyrics. Another song.
doing sign language to some of the lyrics.
It was pretty cool. Like we were just
That's also useful because it helps you learn sign language.
Yeah.
Which you've probably forgotten.
Oh yeah, 100%. I genuinely want to learn it as an actual thing.
Yeah.
But basically,
good to learn.
after the show finished, I'll get to what happened during the show in a bit. But we basically, as the show finished, everyone would come out standing rows.
Yeah.
I was in the front because
and we the tallest and the best.
Yeah.
The main character.
Basically, yes. And we'd stop singing the songs. We did the first one was the sign language song.
Yeah.
And then it gets onto the worst, not the worst possible song, the song that broke me and nearly half of the girls.
Broke you.
Yeah. It was Hey Brother by Avicii.
Hey brother.
And we were singing that. And I was there at the front. My mum's in the audience. Nan's there too. I'm just there singing it normal. I turn around. Heaven forbid, I wish I never turned around. I turn around and I see a couple of my friends, like there's a group of them, like in another row, like 2 or 3 lines behind me, and they start crying while singing.
Oh.
And obviously, year 6, everyone's leaving, so all that sad stuff comes in. So they're all crying, and me being a sensitive little I am, started crying as well. So I'm there in the front row, bawling my eyes out, singing at the same time because I'm then not right behind me, crying at the same time. I'm there looking at my mum. Mum's just like trying to get me to calm down. Sing the rest of the song. Song's finished.
I'm crying. Don't you like the song? Or?
So, but the thing is, this is what annoyed me, but I guess it had to happen. So the front row had to stay. And for the last song, which was Happy by Pharrell Williams, which is honestly the worst possible thing you could go for, me crying and then having to sing Happy. So
which one? Happy.
Yeah, by Pharrell Williams, because I'm
happy. Clap along. If
so
trying to do that with crying.
Trust me, yeah. So first row stays. Every other row, including my friends that were crying, have to basically the second row go to the back, and it just pushes forward like that, so it all rotates. So they all go to the back. Me being me, the little simp I was back then, because I was literally big simp back in year 6.
Big simp.
Wanted to go with them.
You wanted to go with your mates, or?
Yeah, because they were all crying like they were there. I was like, I want to go, be there with my friends. So I tried to leave. I tried to sneak. I'm like, screw it, they won't need me at the front. Well, then
you're the main character. You thought they would not notice you.
Trust me, no, trust me. There was very obvious.
Here.
No, there's an obvious way that they'll notice why I started to leave. My costume. I'll explain that in a second. So I start to move.
Right.
Like, I start to try and blend in with the second row where my friends are, and the evil teacher from the very first episode.
It's a callback.
Notices me start moving, and she goes, "Don't you dare!" And she makes me go back. I was like, friends, I just want to go with them. I don't care about me singing in the front. Let everyone else do it. You don't need me at the front. I just wanted.
You don't need the main character
and they wouldn't,
at the end of the show.
And they wouldn't let me go, so I was there. And like for a good 2 minutes, whilst everyone was there, I was like this. I was like fanning my eyes, trying to like compose myself, stop me from like breaking down, just before like one of the happiest songs ever. And then the song plays, we're all singing, we're all dancing these dance moves, and I just let loose. I'm there going, busting moves, everyone's like woo, and everyone's all happy, forget all the crying stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember what our last song was.
You leave a song. You don't remember you leave?
I don't remember it, but remember mine. I remember like looking at everyone like, why are you all crying? What's happening? I don't think I quite understood the situation very well. It's like, okay, end of the play. Why are you all crying?
I remember my Leavers song purely because I'm the one that picked it. The whole class kept arguing. Oh, we don't like this Leavers song. We don't like this Leavers song. Blah 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 blah. And to be honest, I'd been listening to in year 6 the Minecraft versions of different songs. No. Like Creeper. Oh man, so way back, and it's where my diamonds hide. It's where my. And from that, I learned the actual songs. So I just found Counting Stars, but I'd listened to the other one, which was Mining Ores. So I just listened to Counting Stars before going into school. And then when we were at school, we're all arguing. I was like, how about we do Counting Stars? So the teacher puts it on, and no joke, everyone in the class starts perfectly singing along to it like they already knew the lyrics. And then the teacher was like, right, that's the one, we're just picking that one.
Yes, so...
Start seeing your Minecraft version.
So,
Okay.
back to the costumes.
Back to the costumes and the main
shows in the last act. I've basically gave my cat to this like royal girl or something.
You gave up your
sold
cat?
my cat.
Oh no! I'm
And
sure your friend was very upset with you.
I get rich off it. I get loads of money. And for some reason, they were like, "Oh yeah, let's put you in some fancy outfit." And I don't mean fancy as in like top hat and stuff like that. No.
Top hat, like royal king.
I have to run off stage, and bear in mind I have like a minute possibly to get changed into this.
Put into like a Shakespearean.
No, it's this. Basically, what the costume was, these bright gold sparkly trousers. I can't remember what the shirt was like, but it was a pain to put on because like I couldn't figure out where the arms were, and like it was this weird. It was a rainbow, like. Rainbow like shirt, like jacket type thing or something.
What?
And I had to go in bare feet as well, and like this weird gold cap as well, just to prove I was rich. And I ran off. By the time I come back on, so I think this was the first time I ever did it, because I couldn't find the arms. So everyone's there, all in position, ready for the songs. Then obviously that one spot's there waiting for me. I'm there struggling to put my jacket thing on because I can't find the holes. It's like some weird thing. I think the evil teacher's there trying to help me, and we finally get it on. And as I'm just about to go on, I can hear everybody because I have to open the door space to go back through, and I can hear everybody, like all the kids, just shouting my name, like waiting for me to come back on stage. Like they were literally there looking at the doors. They were like chanting. I think even the audience was going off. And I opened the doors finally, and they were all like, "Yeah!" And I run through them all, stand in the middle, and then boom. So that's basically how they saw me leave. Because of my bright gold costume.
Bright gold hat
like
and trousers and rainbow t-shirt. You didn't think, oh, I could sneak off by blending. Blended in? How could you blend in?
But the thing is, we did the performance the second time.
Oh no.
Because we did it twice, and the second time we did it, I actually did escape. I did manage to get to the back.
How?
I don't know how. I think they let me for the second time. I was like, I've done it once, why would I need to do it for like these random ass people? So I was able to just go to the back, and I was like, yeah, they don't need me. So yeah, pretty fun.
Oh my day. Right. How do you have any? All right. So that was your first main role, Matt. What was your first main role, or your main character?
Probably level 2 performing arts.
Right. What were you? And what was the plan?
We were doing devising.
Right.
And if I remember, it was about this group in school or something, and they want to like somehow earn money. It was based off like it was physical theatre.
Physical theatre.
Yeah.
Right.
And basically the plan was we were going to break into some factory or something, steal expensive material, and then I and this other character sort of end up arguing, and I, call them like a traitor or something, and police get involved, end up in prison. I get and everyone's trying to blame who.
What was your character? What role name?
I can't remember my character's name, but
right.
The idea behind the character felt like a mix between Jessica Jones, is that the show?
Yeah.
David Tennant's character.
Oh, probably.
Right.
Kind of like his character. I thought he'd be a bit like.
Interesting. So
it was a very complicated play.
You broke into a factory and then started blaming people.
No. It's so hard to remember.
This sounds like a terribly awkward or complicated. That's the word I was looking for. Complicated play.
It was devised.
that explains quite a bit. I know
They wanted me to have They wanted me to have a go at something I hadn't done before, which is be like a villain kind of character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
And then the next play we did was it's called Mobile Phone Show.
Yeah, go on.
And me and like the three
boys.
Yeah, I would see the majority of the time appearing on stage.
Like the Constant Street.
Yeah,
the
just
gang.
like short skits.
The comic relief.
Yeah.
Right.
And our job was just like come up with like jokes throughout, and yeah, I was probably the youngest out of the three because I was the one who'd get picked on the most. So there's this one bit where rugby tackles me off the stage.
Oh no. Oh no. My first time as a main character, I was a character called Dig in a play called Mugged, and I'd never done a main role before. But yeah, the worst part of it was there was this one bit. So basically, it's about these kids in a park, and there's two benches, and it's about them in the morning onto school over various days. There's two best mates, Dig and Marky. And Marky was played by my actual best mate, so it was really easy to learn the lines and have banter with him. Yeah. And it was, because it was a real friendship. But there was this part where Marky runs off. And it's called Mugged because there's muggers in the park who, when you go to school, they mug you. Yeah. And there's one girl, the popular girl, who my character has a crush on. Her phone gets stolen. And then she comes back and it's not her phone, it's her mother's phone, because she was texting her boyfriend, who's one of the characters on stage, all night, and he wasn't responding. So she brought her mum's phone today because her phone ran out of battery. Nobody dares go over to the muggers except for Marky. So Marky goes over there. A little side note, like Sophie and there's a character called Leon and Meg and Mel, not Meg, Mel, and there's another one thing called Taylor. They're all like, you know the kids in school who's like hardcore and whatnot. Well, they smoke, and Soph smokes, and Dig's trying to impress her. So Dig and Marky, they steal a few things, like sweets and whatnot. But Marky stole like a packet of cigarettes, and Dig stole a craft knife. And he wanted to impress Soph, so he gets Marky to swap them so that he can give the cigarettes to Soph to impress her. However, the problem with that is when Marky goes to the muggers, they find the craft knife and end up killing him with the craft knife. This is all off stage, but the worst part is we have to be on stage, standing on these benches, which are a bunch of chairs, and we're looking at the audience where the park is and where it's happening, and we have to like rapid fire all these lines. It's like, he's going into the park, they're chasing after him, run Marky, run, they got him, no, Marky,
that's
run. Yeah. And a bunch of that was a nightmare to learn. Everyone I would like memorize my lines, but everyone kept forgetting, so I would just stand there and just wait for my line that no one's saying, and I'm like, should I do it? And then of course sometimes I was so concentrated on my line's coming up, that I'd miss the cue, and then they would just stare at me like, it's your line. I'm like, oh right,
I know it.
Marky, come back. The thing is, the character who played Marky, he learned the entire script, even though he's only in the first chapter. The worst part about that play. Oh, you remember in the Fears episode where I told you I'd tell you about how I got my gyrophobia and then I never did? Here's the story.
All about how my life got picked.
Right, so basically, my character, Dig,
yes,
has a crush on Soph, and at the very end of the show, they get together, and there's a scene where they hold hands and walk off stage. And again, we had it so there was a split in the middle, so we could walk down there, and the audience were on either side. However, I was the nervous wreck little boy who'd never really done this type of thing. The character who was playing Soph, she was one of the popular gossip girls.
Oh.
Now you see the problem here. I am not just nervous because I'm nervous in this role, because it's something I've never done, but I'm also nervous because I'm standing next to the popular girl, and I'm having to say my lines in front of all the drama class. And then we have to hold hands. This is where it gets we hold hands. Of course, I'm nervous, so then I start like getting nervous, shaking, sweating, and then of course I'm embarrassed because I've never done this before. I've never had howls with a girl, so I start blushing. Of course, the entire class thinks, "Oh, look, Jamie's got a crush on the popular girl." So you know the type of things like, "Ooh, Jamie's so pretty," blah blah blah. You think of the like little boy type of teasing. They did that. And of course, that made me more embarrassed, which made me go even redder, which made my hands sweat even more, which made me shake even more, which then made them think even more that I did actually have a crush on her. So the next 2 years of school, everyone just teased me saying that I had a crush on her. Which, sorry, but she's not my type. She's not for me. Not for me. No offense. Not for me.
Did you tell them this?
No. You think I had the confidence to go up to the popular people and argue? No, I don't have a crush on her. Because besides, I knew the more I insisted that I don't have a crush on them, the more it sounds like a lie. You know, if I kept going, I don't have a crush on her, I promise, I don't have a crush, believe me, I don't have a crush on her, it sounds more unbelieving. Whereas if I just said, oh, I don't care, then, you get my point?
Yeah.
Yeah, then comes first day of college, and I just remember that flashback, and I'm like, nope, not doing that again, and I wore gloves for the first year of college.
Yes.
Well, now you know, folks at home. Now you know.
I have secondary school ones if you want.
You've still got some secondary school ones.
Yeah.
Let's go on to some secondary school.
Remember, I did drama once, so.
I have quite a few secondary school ones.
I've got. Is that 3? Is it count 3? Or was it just?
Do you have any? Like, you've got level 2 ones as well.
Was it 3?
Yeah.
There was.
But those were like 2 probably prime shows we did that Devise one.
The Devise and the mobile phone.
So I got 3. They're all short-ish.
Right.
So first one, good old another talent show.
How many talent shows did you do?
I'm a talented guy, can't help it.
Although.
What?
He's just thinking about shows he's done.
I just remember other things that happened in level 2.
So yeah, I did another talent show.
Right.
I think this was one just for drama. So this was the people doing drama. I think it was just one. Huh? I mean, funny people could see. So yeah, it was another talent show. A couple of people were judges again.
We'll just skip past that bit.
We had to. I think everyone had to be characters in this.
You had to be characters in a talent show.
Yes.
And
I was Doctor Who.
Oh, of course you were.
Yes.
Of course you were.
I was the Matt Smith version. Sorry, Matt. Taking your role.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, I was, and I was singing. Well, not singing, more lip syncing.
Right. Yeah.
And I chose the song. Originally, it was Counting Stars.
Oh, nice.
But I suggested it. Teacher was like, yes. Then a friend of mine was like, could you not do this song? Some reason behind it, can't remember. So I was like, okay, I respect that. You're not my friend. I'm not going to do the song. So then I was like,
Counting Stars.
I don't know, something. Go on then.
No, I know of someone who would fit better to that role. TikTok.
No, I did Written in the Stars.
Written in the stars.
So learn the lyrics of the song, kind of. And it comes to performance day. We've got this like routine thing, and my routine involved me jumping onto the table I literally ran and jumped onto the table and was like singing and lip syncing, doing all this stuff. I had to borrow my friend's sonic screwdriver because I knew he was the only person who had the right one. So if I'm correct, I used a sonic screwdriver as a microphone.
Nice. Nice.
And I thought, pretty cool. There was this. So second performance was this Christmas thing we had to do. Like, I think that this one was a variety show across all like departments, like music and all that stuff. Yeah.
Alright.
And this was like, we were given like this script, this like Christmas thing, like this family all getting together, and we only had like a month or so to learn it, and like we didn't rehearse it like a lot, and I get this role of the grandpa, and like I say all these lines, and I think this has to be the worst performance I've ever done. So we get on stage, we all sit in our places, and we start saying the lines. It's going sort of well.
Alright.
Until, I don't know if it was me,
But then...
or somebody else forgets the lines. And as soon as one person forgets,
everyone else...
we all forgot. So we're there, sat on stage, we've all forgot. Every single one of us has forgotten our lines. We don't know what to say, we don't know what to do. We're all there just basically frozen. And I don't know what happens, I think we kind of piece it back together, but we walk off and I'll go, that is the worst performance ever. And so every year in secondary school, our years are obviously the drama department would do like shows.
Yeah.
Like we did High School they did High School Musical. Really wish
you did.
Huh? Yeah, I didn't do it though. I wasn't in it. I wasn't in it. I wish I was, but I wasn't properly into it. Like, I didn't have the confidence. Like, I was confident all the way up to year 6 to do shows, like school shows. As soon as I hit year 7, we're having none of it.
Yeah, new school, new crowd.
Yeah, so I was like, not getting involved. I didn't get involved until the very final show, which was Adam's Family.
Right.
And obviously, doing GCSE drama, I was like, screw it, why not? So that's what I might as well do it. I obviously got the role of Lurch, being the tall guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they decided to cast my friend as, I think we called him Birch. For some reason they made an extra Lurch. They made an extra zombie butler. They made him like my twin.
Twins.
I don't know why they did it, but they did it. And we had to audition. We had to sing this song. I think I did alright with the song. But basically they gave me the non-speaking role. And I take that because I wanted to be Lurch anyway. I literally told the teacher, could I be it? Like, I don't know why they made me audition because I knew no one else was going to do it. So I was like, just let me do it. So we get to rehearsing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. And the opening things is dance routine, like song, like Warren Adams, like clicking stuff. And one of the dance teachers is like, "Why aren't you singing?" I'm a zombie that doesn't talk. Not until the very end. Literally, the whole. If you watch, like, obviously you've seen Adam's Family, right?
Yes.
Parts of it.
Yeah, but like Lurch doesn't speak.
Yeah, I know that much.
Yeah.
I know.
So obviously, I'm sticking to the character.
Right.
I'm not talking at all, and the teacher's like, "Come on, Riley, sing." I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not breaking my character. I'm not breaking it.
Commitment to the role.
But the thing is, at the end of the script, there's a bit in the song where I walk across stage and I sing. So that's the whole thing. Oh my god, he speaks. But I was like, I'm not going to ruin that by singing at the very beginning because it just takes away the ending.
Yeah.
So I'm there doing the whole routine stuff, and we find this zombie hand, and I'm like, this is perfect for the hand that walks around and stuff. I'm like, this is perfect. So I'm there practically holding it during this like dinner scene, and it's another song, and me and the other Lurch are just there in the background messing with it, and like I'm holding the hand and we're like doing stuff, we're like dancing in the background, just being complete idiots. And the show's actually pretty good, and we do it to this primary school, and the curtains are closed, and they like start chanting for our characters, me and the other Lurch, and we go out just to say hello because like Gomez, people played Gomez was out, like they were all talking and all that, and we step out and they fully cheer for us. They're like, yeah. We're like, wait, we're the favourites? We were like, well, we barely did anything. We were just like messing around practically the whole time. And actually, I had a fencing scene.
You had a sword fight.
It wasn't much of a sword fight. I literally stood there with the fencing sword. Like that.
Yeah.
And Gomez was there just going, ha, ha. And I literally just had to stay there the whole time. And
you had the most boring sword fight ever.
Yes.
You just stood there with the sword.
But no, that was
There was
Also
a sword,
really
there
fun.
was fighting, but I wasn't doing
swear.
anything.
Right, now to your lot secondary school ones, if you have any.
Right, there was actually one. There was a few, but the one I remember is Rising Star, which, like maths, was a devising piece.
Ooh.
And we had a stimulus which was about like homelessness and whatnot. And we wanted to show like a show about homeless people going up and then becoming big stars. So because I had previously had the main role of Dig in the previous show, they decided that I wasn't going to have a main role in this show. Instead, I was every single other character in this show. So I was an abusive boyfriend who ends up kicking the person out of the house, which is why she becomes homeless. I was a security guard who lets into the office when she gets fired and kicks her out the office when she gets fired. I was the bodyguard for the person who hires them to become big stars. I was random extra sitting on bench in the background.
This is multi-role, and that is fine.
And the finest role was we called him Richard. In that, like, yeah. Oh, Richard, he was a fashion designer, designing all the clothes, and I was to teach them how to be stars and whatnot. So there was actually a pretty funny scene where they were like, I was teaching the girls how to actually walk and whatnot, but the rehearsals were a nightmare. There was a bit, right, where the main character girl, she got mad, and during the flipping scene, because she gets angry because she gets fired, and she full on in character stood up, flipped the table, and then started yelling at the boss character as we just burst out laughing. The teacher just was like, "What on earth are you doing?" And it's like, "Oh, it's just for us." And you cannot do that for health and safety reasons. There
are people though.
There was also yeah, she was a nightmare because when I'm the boyfriend and I kick her out the house, I'm like, "Give me back my key! Give me back my key!" So she aggressively threw down the key.
It bounced back up.
It bounced back up. No, didn't hit me. Hit my mate, who was Marky in the previous show. Almost clipped his eye. Just Then we do it again. And he decides, okay, I'm going, because we were doing it in a corridor this time, because there was not enough room in the theatre, because there was 3 groups. He went, okay, I'm going to hide around the corner, because I don't want to hit. She throws it bounces off, hits the wall, ricochets, and almost smacks him in the face. He was like, how is this happening again?
0 times the show.
Also, she was a bit of a nightmare, because before every rehearsal, we had to listen to her ramble on about either her ex or her current boyfriend or her friends for 15 minutes before every single show. And then the 2 main characters didn't come in half the time, meaning the ending, they weren't even in because we didn't have enough time to put them in. So it was just like, this is what's happening 3 years later. We had me meeting up with the boss person, and it was like, oh, yeah, so this is my life, and they're like, oh, this is my life. And it's like, oh, we better get back to work. I was also the narrator.
Yay!
Yeah, I know. First class as the narrator. Good. I was like, at the beginning and at the end. But there was one mistake in the show. As the narrator, I'm like, and to you all the audience, and I'm meant to turn around, get out my glasses, and go, bye-bye, darlings, like my Richard character, which was meant to be funny, but I reached into my pocket to do it. The glasses weren't there, and I panicked. I was like, oh no. So I just, instead of turning around and just doing it, I just went, good night, as the narrator. The 2 girls were so mad, like, why didn't you do it? I don't know where the glasses were. Oh my days, you ruined it. I ruined it. Excuse me, I was every character. I had to do constant scene changes. I don't think I did a bad job here. I had 30 seconds to change. I had 30 seconds to change costume. That was a bit of a nightmare, that one, but it was also quite a bit of fun.
Yeah, I didn't really do any shows in secondary school?
No.
Because they were all a bit old-fashioned and a bit...
Right. Do you have any best and worst moments while rehearsing or performing?
Well, it wasn't really rehearsed for a show, but it was in level 2 when we were learning monologues.
Right.
And this was probably I would say a groundbreaking moment for me.
Right, go on.
And we had teaching us that time, and we had to present. Well, first we had to present in front of the current level 3s at the time.
Oh, right.
So helping us try and learn the monologue we had. We were doing Is This a Dagger You See Before Me?
Oh, the Shakespeare monologue.
Yeah.
An illusion. Dagger at the
And what was funny is had a Nerf gun, and he'd shoot us if we're not doing it well enough.
So if you
once.
missed the line, he shot you.
Or wasn't doing it, wasn't saying it good enough, he'd shoot us.
That sounds like a lot.
And he was they were very happy with how I did.
Nice.
And then the time came where we had to do it in front of camera. And first day, I think she knew I was giving it my best shot, but I wasn't, I was still struggling to remember certain lines.
Yeah.
And then she said, come in tomorrow and we can do it another try. Did it first try.
No.
Yeah.
Alright, so I would say my best moment during like a show, I'd say it's the mugged one again, and it was a funny one because there's a line and it goes, what is this drink? And it's, you get a chocolate milkshake, drink half, top it up with Coke. So we needed a milkshake, and so we got a milkshake, and it was a strawberry milkshake. Unfortunately, my drama teacher is allergic to strawberries, so she gave us one job: do not spill it. So we put it under the bench, right? And there was a scene where the bully character Leon picks on Marky a bit, and he grabs him and he throws him down. And while he's doing that, I can see his foot really close to the strawberry milkshake. I'm just looking at the strawberry milkshake, like hand in head, just thinking he's gonna tip it over. And what does he do? Takes one step back, spills everywhere. And I was like, he's tipped it over. And that was the first scene, so that was left there the entire show. So I was so thankful that the other show went first. Otherwise there would be a bit of a time. But then at the end, the teacher was like, that was a great job. Now flipping sort that up before I choke to death. We'd have to clean up the struggles. But yeah, that was a fun one. Worst moment in a play.
Worst moment.
I'm gonna say just like, obviously there's annoying moments like the Ninos and the cancellation of different scenes and roles and parts in shows. But I would let you explain the Ninos, man.
Basically, when we're doing
a show called Aladdin,
our Aladdin pantomime in first year of level 3, me and were the police officers, and there'll be segments where we'd have to chase either Aladdin or Wishy Washy.
Yeah.
And was it he had this idea that when we're trying to chase after them,
we make police siren noise.
Yeah, police siren noise. And said, do the Ninos or wee woos.
Wee woo. But he decided to add in an extra comedy element of we all have asthma, so we say wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, woo, and then we do a gasp on the fourth one.
Yeah.
like we're exhausted, and then wee woo, wee woo.
I mean, the first couple of times it was okay,
and then
then
the one where we spent an entire day learning the wee woos.
I think I cut that from my memory.
You don't. All right. So everyone in the class spread out like obstacles, and then we had to get in a line. We had to weave in and out of them. Go wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, and make it as like melodramatic, pantomime as we could, because it was a pantomime.
Yeah.
We spent a whole lesson doing that. It was a nightmare. I don't imagine
that
as much.
That was our kryptonite.
And we were just I was getting mad. You were getting mad. I was annoyed.
I was dying.
That's probably the one thing.
Yeah, the role was good.
The role was funny and good, but like.
And the constant high pitch talking did kind of do my head in.
We can all agree the best part about Aladdin was the backstage rave.
Honestly, the backstage. I think. Genuinely think backstage of Aladdin
Nobody
was better.
Was better than anything else.
Because nobody knew what was going on apart from us. And it would always be like certain sides, like
the Irish storytelling.
Yeah, like
the rave hat.
Oh God.
Nothing could beat any of that. I don't think we've had a better backstage moment.
We had a police helmet and it had a light bulb on it, and we'd turn it on and it would go flashing. We'd all surround it, just go rave, 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 and then we turn it off and go and then turn it on, rave, 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 rave. Oh, it was so much fun.
I'm going to remind you something. The worst moments of that whole day with the final performances was our second show, and their teachers decided to cut it short.
We had the best audience reaction we ever had in all of the shows combined. It was those lot, but they arrived late, which was the problem. So when we were doing the show, they had to leave early because of timing.
And then midway through, when we had our intermission segments,
we did have
they were fairly energetic.
But as kids, what did you expect?
Yeah, but they were excited. They were having fun. They were
then the teachers got involved and started saying like,
we'll go home.
Pipe down and whatnot, or we're going to leave, and they left.
Yes. I remember.
But we decided that we would do the final dance routine just for them.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah.
It was unfair.
I'm pretty sure all of us wanted to just get out and be like, no, sit down.
You stay!
I can remember being backstage. I can't remember who was around me, but we were all like, this woman's horrible.
Everyone.
How dare she? This is the best crowd.
Everyone
and
backstage was just having to go with the teachers behind their backs, like, let them stay.
So like,
we're enjoying performing it.
Get back in that seat now.
You take a seat.
Take a seat,
young Skywalker.
That was
Do we
sad.
talk about the play that shall not be named?
That's my worst thing, by the way. The name that we should
That
not
is a
name.
strata.
A few people that assume it's Macbeth. No, it's not. We never touched that.
We never did Macbeth.
It's a Greek play.
I would have.
Not a Scottish play. It's a Greek play.
It's a Greek play.
Wait, what?
The play that
should not be named normally goes by Macbeth. So I'm saying it's not Macbeth.
Right, okay.
It's the Greek play.
It's the Greek play because that's what it was.
Although I think Macbeth would have been quite.
That would have been a good one. That would have been one to do. However, we didn't do that one. We did the Greek play, which
was absolutely.
Where do we start? Well,
the beginning, the casting.
Right, casting was terrible. We had this one person who was going up for a role, and
no, way before that.
Way before that.
The day when the girls auditioned first.
Yeah, you're on about you forgot about the auditioning process.
I was quote unquote sick on the day the boys auditioned. Because I didn't want to audition.
So basically,
because we didn't want to do the play. What was the other one? Something in the Heights. That was the options. It was this play or something.
Midsummer Night's Dream. Midsummer Nights.
Yeah.
That's what the other option was.
Midsummer Lights. Those are the two options.
So
and the girls chose the play that should not be named.
Yeah, Liza Strata.
Oh, Mark! Go on.
Anyway, carry on. Go on.
How would you describe the play other than...
Let's just not worry about describing the play, let's just...
Okay, basically, the very beginning. So, our teacher at the time decided to let all the girls audition first. And one by one, they do it. Pick a character they wanted to be, and, And the rest of us thought of one person who, hasn't had a chance.
Yeah, they didn't have a main role.
They haven't had a main role at all.
They haven't had a chance to show themselves properly yet, and we thought they had a lot of potential.
Yeah, they deserved a chance.
And then there was the teacher who thought otherwise. But a vote is a vote.
The teacher said that we had to cast. So it didn't actually matter what he thought.
Yes.
Wow. Like in every single other one.
Wow.
So.
Half true.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's what he was saying.
Yeah. The one we wanted did get casted. She was very happy with it.
Yes. I think she was like sick 1 week though, wasn't she?
Yeah. Well, all of us together were a powerful force.
Oh yeah.
As long as we all agreed.
The rebellion.
As long as we all agreed. We knew what things were going, because as soon as
the day we got the script, wasn't it?
Any voting thing, dance-wise, if we all okay, we're all going to do this, the other people who wanted to disagree with us had no chance, because whatever we all thought of, agreed with, was going to win, because there was an even out number.
Right. So we got the script, and we looked at it, and it was full of sexual innuendos, sexual stuff happening. Not just in the dialogue, but actual actions on stage. I know your character was supposed to have a giant boner during the scene, and you were extremely uncomfortable with that.
I was not going to do that.
The whole play is about the girls deciding to not have sex with the guys until they make peace, and they got the girls from the other city who was at war with them to also do the same, and the girls really wanted to have sex but were trying not to. The guys were trying to get the girls to have sex, but the girls wouldn't do it, and that was the whole play about. It was all about sex, basically.
I remember the audition day for
we did not enjoy that.
Boys, and
I wasn't there.
It was the atmosphere was it was
toxic.
Yeah, it was off.
So I remember we read the lines, and we were like, "This is weird."
Yeah,
there was only one. There was only one main guy. There was
only two main male characters, and then there was the 3 chorus men.
Yeah.
They did.
Which were technically 3.
Some characters they did the final decisions.
Yeah.
Some were pretty good.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I mean,
I feel like that one guy, little guy, he was basically given the same role as when he was in a previous role. So we thought that was a bit.
And me
and you were given the exact same comic relief characters as in Aladdin as well.
And I was given the exact same character.
And you were given the same character as you were in Aladdin as well. Yes, there is. We didn't enjoy that. The script came, we didn't enjoy it, so we all said we would rather do a different script.
Or the other play.
A different script.
Yeah.
Which they did give us a different script, but it was the same script, same story, but they just took out...
censored.
Yeah. And he was like, that's not what we meant. It was like a genie wish. Like magic comes from a prize theory.
Yeah, because obviously some of us complained other people.
They said if you're uncomfortable with it, complain, and then half the class complained.
But did they decide to just do another script? No, they decided to rewrite the script, take out a couple of the jokes, but keep half of them pretty much in. Yes. And what else did they do?
Yeah, most of it was
scrapped the main lead. They're like, oh, you're uncomfortable to do it? You. Blah, blah.
Yes.
Someone else. Hello.
At no point did we
main lead.
We didn't know. At no point did we want that to happen.
The main lead
at no point
also
did we say
did it.
She couldn't do it.
Exactly. She just felt uncomfortable.
She felt uncomfortable with the play, not the role. It was they were like, okay, we won't give you the role and give it to someone else.
Exactly. It was like, when we had to audition for what was it? The main bloke, not the leader of men. The other bloke, the one with the weird sex scene.
Oh,
yes. Where they didn't know how to make a bed properly.
They did not know how to make it properly. That drove me insane.
That drove me crazy.
Reading those lines out and like saying all that stuff, because like the lines we read were the bit like before he was trying to get in to meet his wife.
Yeah.
And like saying those stuff, saying that stuff, it just felt uncomfortable and weird. Like I was like, this doesn't feel right. Like I don't feel comfortable saying like blah blah blah. So, but did we still have to do it? Yes.
Yeah.
Did I hate that we still have to do it?
And then of course there was more nightmares, which was set design.
Oh god.
Me and Matt were put on set design with another person, and I had the idea that in Aladdin we had a back set which was these 3 triangles. So you paint each 3 triangles and then you rotate it down. We had 4 scenes, but one of them like didn't really matter. Like it was used in one scene, whereas the others were used in multiple. And I was like, yeah, just use those triangles and paint each scene. Problem solved. No, we weren't allowed to touch those triangles, use them in any way. I started panicking. I didn't know what to do, and then one of the sound and light technician director, they came to us and was like, don't worry,
thank God.
I've got an idea. We're going to use a curtain. Paint one side, paint the other side, have 2 curtains, you quick can change it. And I was like, you just saved us. And they were so kind. They painted like 3 of the sets themselves because they wanted to do it for fun.
Yeah.
And then me and Matt, we made the pillars. Of course, we're mostly there.
And of course our teacher had problems.
The third guy.
So they're not showing any use for the performance. Of course they're not. They're pillars.
The director asked it for pillars. It was like, and then the teacher was like, "Why are there pillars on stage? You're not doing anything." They're for the design. They're to be like, look, it's
they're Greek pillars.
They were like meter long.
You expect them to move all.
What are they? Trees from Wizard of Oz? For crying out loud! They're not gonna have a dance and
throw rocks at.
That third guy though didn't really do anything at all.
No. He only came in for like the last.
Do you know what was
day.
also annoying? The fact that we all learned our lines really quickly.
Oh yeah, we all had our lines.
Like the first 3 weeks of rehearsals,
the person
we'd
who
done
was
our
directing it, or everyone,
was like the last one to learn the lines.
Actually gave us like a day where we all have to beat off script. Us lots, we all followed.
We were them. I remember I was the first person off script, not because I'd memorised my lines, well I did, but because I'd left my script at home. I'd forgotten it, and then I kept just looking over the shoulder, just looking and like, oh yeah, that's the line.
And then me, and I guess
then me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all.
I think we all had it all roughly about the same time.
And then all the boys, we memorised the lines very quickly. And then the girls, they were struggling with their scenes, so they kept doing their scenes the most. So we would sit off stage and we'd just talk.
Yeah,
we're probably just discussing about our scenes.
Yeah, the first scene took forever, and it was a cheek of them to tell us that we weren't taking it seriously and messing around. Every time they were on stage,
we would have got.
Didn't learn the lines. Took them ages. Like we're laughing and messing around during their stuff. Yeah, but as soon as we came on, boom, we had it straight away.
Matt, we were the 3 comic relief characters. Yeah. When we were mucking around, we were coming up with ideas for the comic relief, like the Scooby-Doo jump where we catch you. We had that in the fight scene, but they wouldn't let us do that in the fight scene, so we have to do that at the end.
Keep it realism, guys.
Keep it realism.
How's it gonna be funny then?
Realism. I get beaten like half to death with a baguette. How is this real?
none of what was supposed to happen happened.
Yeah,
the themes.
Our 3 characters were supposed to be old men.
Yeah,
that didn't happen.
And they also didn't like that
annoying.
we were using accents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I wanted to be an old bloke.
Yeah. Which is fine.
No.
Let him be it.
Because literally it says it, did it not? I swear it said it.
Yeah, I swear it said chorus of old men.
Yeah, but literally said the word old.
And then the director was like, no, by old they mean 30s.
Yeah.
That's not old.
No, that's...
There were some, like...
middle age.
They're, like...
It was annoying.
Let's admit, the people who, like...
People who wanted to do the play did
We were obviously all given roles, weren't we? Like
I
producer.
swear there were people from ancient Greek times who lived way beyond.
Yeah, people with the old beards.
Yeah.
But like we were all given, roles, like producer. Me and Morgan were producers, and all the other stuff. And did everyone really stick to their roles? No.
Well,
not exactly. I mean, you lot did. I did. Me and did.
Choreograph.
But that all stuff.
Choreographers did, yeah.
Because obviously, director and
do we talk
scoring
about
scenes.
Do we talk about musicals as well? The musicals unit. It was a good show to end with, and I'm proud of the final product.
I was going to move on to our children's theatre.
The children's theatre.
Yeah, I see we finish off that because I don't want to talk about musicals.
Alright.
No, we can move on to musicals after as well.
Finish off with that one, and then so the musicals theatre one. It was a bit rocky. Everyone got a role, main role, at least one main role. However, it was always a role that we'd done in the previous show, which we weren't exactly proud of. We weren't, because we wanted to try something new.
Yes.
But I did like my role, but I asked for a singing role and I didn't get a singing role, and you didn't want a singing role.
I did not want a singing role. They knew that. They should have knew that because they literally said, if you want a singing role, send us videos of you singing as an audition. Did I send one?
No.
No. Did you send one?
Yes.
And who got auditioned to someone who has to sing? Me. Did you? No. How does that make any sense? If I would have wanted to, I would have sent you an audition. I would have been like, oh yeah, I'll sing, but I just don't want to send you an audition.
We had 4 shows. We had Hairspray, Grease, Guys and Dolls, and then Footloose. There was a bunch of other options.
We'll talk about Footloose.
The almighty Footloose.
My God.
I wanted to do Greatest Showman. There was arguments about Avenue Q as well.
Yeah.
And they just completely got rid of that.
We built such a good case for Avenue Q, all of us did. But it was the fact that, certain people didn't like it, and if they didn't like it, that was it.
No, they didn't like, it's absurd humour, but then the show that should not be named was exactly the type of...
No, it was puppets, they just didn't like that.
Yeah, but you can do it without puppets.
Exactly, which you said.
I said, you could just make the puppets characters instead, and then dress up in the type of clothing that the puppets are wearing. No, they are... Anyway.
They're nice people, but sometimes.
So, yeah, that was a bit nightmare. We had nightmare with the music as well.
I wanted to be Ren from Footloose.
I wanted to be Danny from Grease.
I think
purely because I wanted like a singing role.
Yeah.
I think I could get. Also, it was a role I wasn't familiar with. I hadn't done, because obviously I got cast as Corny Collins, and if you've seen my children's theatre piece, I'd already done a TV presenter role, so I already knew how to do that. So I thought, let's try and do something new, do a bit of cool kids act.
So then there was that week where we were told to go do our auditioning if we wanted to do some sort of role.
Which we did.
Yes, I spent the whole weekend trying to learn the song Footloose. I did record it, I sent it off, and then the Tuesday we come back, audition day. Now then.
It was the Friday.
It was Friday?
Friday when we
okay.
got... Oh no, I think it was the Friday when we finally get told the roles.
But it was a fact that we were, I can't remember who, I think it was like, the teacher was there and they told us that, because it was like,
bad news.
Yeah, it was like, we had to choose 7.
There were 7 and we had to choose
put our cases for
4.
them.
Yes.
And then it got turned to 4, which included Footloose.
Yes.
No, they said, here's the 7 options, we have to do 4 of them.
Yeah, which obviously then we put cases towards them, and then they chose the 4, obviously, off the cases. And then what happens? What do we go and find out? 1 gets cut.
It went like this. So we all sat down, and then they go, so we have some bad We have some good news and we have some bad news.
That's not how I remember it.
That's kind of how
I just remember the teacher
saying like,
I remember the
some
teacher.
bad news.
I just remember the teacher going, "Okay, here's your casting," and then he went through each one. So he went casting for, what was it? Hairspray.
Yeah.
And I remember walking home with you, and you said, I don't care what," and you said specifically, Riley, "I don't care what role I get, I just don't want to be seaweed."
Because there's a reason why. It's because we all specifically said we didn't want to do Hairspray.
There's a trouble
for
here,
very obvious reasons.
That's, you know.
If you don't realise, Hairspray is a great show, and it's about like, you know, Black Lives Matter, and, you know, getting culturally, accepted on TV, and that's a great message. The problem is everyone in our class is white, so we didn't feel comfortable. You know, we definitely weren't going to do blackface.
Well,
that was out the question.
We just didn't feel comfortable, you know,
We just doing a show about Black Lives Matter when none of us are black.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like, I don't want to do it.
And you said you didn't want to be Seaweed, the black
Because it was
character.
Because it was wrong for us to do, because we shouldn't have done it. And what goes and happens?
The only main character you get is Seaweed. Then they started. Then they did.
Then I realised it was a singing role.
And then they said, "Oh, you're going to be. Do you mean you're going to be Corny Collins because of your TV presenter role?" And I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." Then they got into the Grease,
and then they said,
then we got
as
not Sky, the other one. From Guys and Dolls.
No. I was talking about Hairspray still.
Oh,
my role in Hairspray.
Oh,
you were.
Mr. Spray guy.
Spritzer. There we
and
go.
I was thinking, okay,
It was
is
also
this
yeah
a
also
low role or, you know, because I was like, okay.
you had more
I was
dialogue
getting-
than I did in that scene. So.
I wasn't happy with it.
Then
Guys
and Dolls.
I
you
was
heard
sort
the
of
other
getting a
guy.
bit curious of what was going on. Then Guys and Dolls, I don't remember him actually saying my role for that.
He never did.
I remember him saying it, but I didn't think too much of it.
Maybe it's because I was
He
too
said,
angry to-
"Jamie, you're going to be
The process.
Gambler 3 or something like that," and I just had one line, which was
Run that by me again.
no, that wasn't in the script.
Oh no, it wasn't you edited.
The line was, "Oh, come on, man, quit stalling, roll the dice." But during the rehearsals, the teacher was like, "So he's going to go one meeting, and then you have to." No, that wasn't it. It was $1,000 for your souls, and then we all have to discuss it. And I'm like, and then he goes, "Yeah, if I win, you have to do the Cowboy meeting," and we all have to act shocked. And during the like improv thing, I just went, "You want to run that by me again?" And then he just looked at me and he went, "Is that okay?" Because that was his next line. So we just ended up working that bit, there was that line, "You want to run that by me again?"
And
into the actual
And
scene.
suddenly I hear the week after, I'm one of the characters in there. I was like, okay, well.
And then because I remember him,
for it.
he went through every single one, and then he got to Footloose, and he went, "And Footloose is cancelled."
And we lost
blew up.
We got
lost
so
it.
angry.
I was
We
raging.
genuinely didn't want to do anything. I was willing to just be like, yeah.
Alright, so basically, because I'd never seen any of these musicals, because before this I wasn't really a musicals fan, I went ahead and I did the research, and I didn't watch the movie versions, except for Grease, I watched the movie, but I watched actual live show performance versions of each of the shows, and out of them all, Footloose was the one I actually enjoyed the most. It's a little bit silly, a little bit stupid, but I actually enjoyed it. So that was the one I actually wanted to do, and I wanted to be Willard, and so did you.
Yes.
And we all agreed that no matter what, if any of us got Ren, we'd instantly swap roles with Matt.
Say if I got it and like you got Willard,
Because
you're having it run straight.
Matt is the definition of Ren in real life. And
you
then we found out it was cancelled, and we just lost our mind.
But you want to know what worried me up the most? Is the fact that our music teacher says to us, like he.
Oh, I hated the music teacher.
No, he literally says about Grease, saying that it's a GCSE play. It's something you do in your GCSE in secondary school. He was very persistent on that, saying he was like, "Hey, we're not going to do anything like that. We're not going to do Cats." And what does he go and pick for us to do? Grease. And what does he cut? Footloose, which is something like we could have done. Like we easily could have swapped out Hairspray.
Basically, what we decided to do is we rebelled and said, you know what, we're going to do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyway. Us three combined forces.
We already came up with a routine for the chorus, and we were like, yeah, we're going to do it anyway. And we got everyone together and we're like, yes, we're going to do it. The problem was, for some reason, because, I don't know, I became director of Footloose.
Yes. The
problem was, because it was a rebellious thing, we couldn't do it in lesson. We had to do it during break times, lunch times, or after lessons.
So
not everybody was as willing to do it as I was. So despite the fact that I came up with a whole choreographed routine,
we were all down for it.
Yeah, from beginning to end, with everybody in, with the separate groups. We came up with positioning. We came up with that dance break bit where we had two people in the middle crossing over. We came up with all of that, but because hardly anyone showed up for rehearsals, when it came to the actual day, nobody knew what to do because they had, unlike us three who'd been there every lesson.
Yeah.
Nobody really memorized the whole thing, and I was so stressed and so frustrated until the recorder, who was also the sound and light technician editor as well of the musical shows, sound record and lighting for the show that should not be named.
Yeah.
They came and said, I've got an idea. How about we just have a small group in the middle? Little group in the middle, like that. And then everybody in the background just dances, do their own thing. And it wasn't what I wanted, personally, but it was just like a fun little show. And it was entertaining.
Riley's looking anxious. What's happened?
And it turned out great. All right. The final show, I think we all did this one, was children's theatre, which was it was actually quite a lot of fun. Most
debatable.
of it. When we got into class, because it started doing it.
It was on Teams first.
on Zoom during the lockdown, and then we came in and we had to wear masks. But we didn't have to wear masks during the performance. But I think we came up with one of the most interesting concepts I've ever seen. And you could turn it into a flipping kids' TV show, which is interesting because we just talked about kids' TV shows. Alright, who wants to explain the concept? Alright, go on now.
Jamie, a host, TV host. So imagine...
This is how I got my role in Hairspray.
I'm trying to think of a TV show you'd find today. Maybe like Jeremy. I said Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Kyle.
The Jeremy Kyle. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's what we based off, really.
And it was all about, speaking of, it was going to be like, it started off as like a Big Brother thing with Disney, or like fairy tale and Disney villains, but then we're thinking, hold on, kids probably haven't watched Big Brother, so we thought we'd do like a talk show instead.
Talk TV show.
And you'd bring in these villains and talk about their wrongs, like what they did in their past, and try and how do you say it?
Their mistakes and try and redeem them.
Yeah.
Bit of redemption, but also by teaching the villains their mistakes, teaching their children how to improve lessons of life and etc. So, and the way we did, the interesting bit wasn't actually talk shows, it was more the flashbacks, because we pretended they were video recordings, and then we did I used my phone as like a remote control, like I was pressing play, and we had people acting in front of the stage that I was on, doing like the flashback, and then I would pause and interrupt and talk to the villain on scene. It was enjoyable, and we had a lot of fun.
I mean, I'll tell my...
Your end. Yeah, go on.
So I was chosen... Well, I was playing Scar.
Scar. We had
from
4
Lion
villains.
King.
We had Scar, Gaston, the Big Bad Wolf,
and
Goldilocks.
And
which was,
you know, Scar isn't really the most overexcitable character. It's pretty laid back.
The other ones are kind of more like melodrama. I think the guy who played the wolf, he played the wolf more laid back, whereas he should have probably been more like snappy or aggressive.
Yeah.
But you definitely should have been laid back.
He's an old man. Well, not old man, but you know.
Yeah, so like Scar is definitely a laid back type of guy.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
He's more like an underlying camp. He's got a sort of campiness to him, almost.
And then, of course, our teacher again had problems and saying like, I need more energy, and
the teacher didn't understand what we were going for, so he kept encouraging Matt to be more energetic and more excitable with his role, whereas we wanted him to be more like
the actual character.
Yeah, relaxed and laid back.
Also, I still wasn't 100% on improvising.
Yeah, you're not. It was a completely improvised, devised piece as well. So we had to come up with the thing all by ourselves. My role especially. Alright, so here's my role. My role as the narrator. Basically, the tricky part was they would come up with the scene. So they'd know what scene they're going to do, a little part of the scene. So while they were rehearsing, they knew what point they were going to pause. So you went through that, and while I was watching you guys act, I had to, on a piece of paper, quickly write down all the mistakes and things I noticed, not as in performance-wise, but like as a character, like, you shouldn't. So I had to write down while they were rehearsing, coming up with things, so that I could interrupt. So I came up with the script on the spot, but had to speed write it, which was a nightmare. And of course, 4 mini shows, I had to do that like 8 times because there was multiple pauses, and then I had to come up with a lesson for each one. It was a little bit stressful, a lot of hard work. But
hey ho.
But in the end, I think it was pretty well liked, pretty enjoyable.
Yeah. The best show we've probably done was our Halloween show for HNC.
Our most recent one is the Halloween HNC one,
which means
Circus Frights in French. And I really enjoyed that one.
Yes,
because it was a new role for me. But we go more in depth on our websites about the backstory and behind the scenes of that, so you can look at that up actually. Alright, I think just to finish this off, what was our favourite shows to do? Because I think we all know our least favourite.
Yes. It was probably Aladdin.
Aladdin?
Yeah. When I did Adam's Family in our year 11,
I would say...
Year 10, 11, that was one of the favourites.
I would probably say either Mugged or the musicals unit. Yes, it was a rocky road, but I'm really proud of the final result. Or our most recent Circle Afaria, just because it was it was another main role, and it was something completely different, something
I haven't done before.
Something all of us were unfamiliar with. So right then, well, that was an extremely long episode. This has probably been our longest episode ever. So I hope if you did make it to the end, congratulations for listening us to ramble for however many hours. Hey, if you want to get into the show business, it's a lot of stress, but also a lot of fun.
There's no business like show business.
No business like show business.